The tragic story of Jay Slater has continued to dominate headlines across Britain and beyond, but behind the family's quiet grief lurks a troubling phenomenon, an undercurrent of so-called armchair detectives, online sleuths, and outright conspiracists who are now pushing into deeply unsettling territory. While Debbie Duncan, Jay's heartbroken mother, simply wants to bring her son home for a dignified funeral, a wave of online interference is making that process more painful than ever. In hushed corners of the internet, posts circulate about hidden evidence, cover-ups, and even supposed missing pieces in the young man's final hours. These theories are not only unsubstantiated, they are threatening to derail the already complex legal and medical process that accompanies repatriating a body from abroad. At the core of the latest storm is a disturbing revelation. Some of these sleuths are actively trying to gain access to Jay Slater's full autopsy results and meddling with the sensitive arrangements being made to fly his body back to the UK. A family in mourning meets a digital storm. For Debbie Duncan, the past few months have been a whirlwind of unimaginable grief. The sudden loss of her 19-year-old son in Tenerife shattered her family, and yet instead of being left to mourn in private, they've found themselves caught in the glare of social media speculation. Jay, a popular teenager from Oswaldtwistle, Lancashire, had been on holiday with friends when he disappeared after leaving a party in the hills of Masca. His body was discovered weeks later, and while authorities in Tenerife have yet to close their investigations fully, the family were told early on that the circumstances pointed to a tragic accident rather than foul play. But in the digital age, tragedy is rarely left untouched. On platforms like TikTok, Reddit, and YouTube, communities of self-appointed detectives thrive on piecing together fragments of information, often with reckless disregard for the truth. For Jay's family, this has meant facing a barrage of rumors ranging from wild conspiracy theories to outright defamation. The autopsy obsession. The latest fixation among these online groups is the autopsy. In Spain, post-mortem reports are a matter of legal and medical procedure, often kept under strict privacy to protect both the deceased and their loved ones. But that has not stopped some sleuths from demanding full transparency. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Several accounts with thousands of followers have posted claims that they are in contact with sources in Tenerife who can allegedly obtain the complete autopsy file. Others have openly encouraged donations to fund the release of what they call the truth. Some are even contacting local authorities directly, pretending to be connected to the family in order to access restricted documents. To Jay's grieving relatives, this intrusion is beyond cruel. "We just want to bring Jay home," a family friend was quoted as saying. "These people don't care about us. They don't care about the truth. They just want drama for the internet." The obsession with the autopsy has gone so far that misinformation is now spreading faster than official updates. Screenshots purporting to show leaked findings have circulated widely, despite being debunked. Yet each new rumor reignites speculation, ensuring that the family's mourning remains under siege. Interference with repatriation. As if this weren't enough, some online sleuths have begun interfering with the logistics of bringing Jay's body home. Repatriation is a sensitive and often expensive process involving coordination between foreign authorities, coroners, airlines, and funeral directors. In Jay's case, Spanish officials must finalize paperwork and ensure that all medical and legal protocols are complete before his remains can be released. But in recent weeks, according to sources close to the family, individuals claiming to be concerned citizens have contacted both Spanish and UK officials to demand delays until the real cause of death is investigated. Others have flooded email inboxes of government offices with complaints and conspiracy-laden evidence, slowing communication at a time when efficiency is critical. Every time they try to move forward, it feels like someone is pulling them back, a supporter told local press. "It's sickening that strangers would try to meddle in something so personal." For Debbie Duncan, the possibility of further delays has only deepened her anguish. She wants closure, another family friend explained. "Every day Jay is not home feels like an extra wound." Why do sleuths cross the line? The rise of digital sleuthing is not new. From high-profile missing persons cases to celebrity scandals, online communities often rally around mysteries, convinced that collective intelligence can solve what professionals cannot. At its best, such crowdsourcing can indeed uncover useful leads. At its worst, however, it spirals into harassment, misinformation, and exploitation of grief. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Psychologists point to a mix of motivations. Some participants genuinely believe they are pursuing justice. Others are driven by the thrill of being in the know or the rush of internet attention. In Jay's case, the international dimension, an English teenager dying in mysterious circumstances abroad, makes the story ripe for conspiracy. But when online curiosity transforms into direct interference with legal processes, the consequences can be damaging not only to families, but also to official investigations. The human toll. For the Slater family, the human cost is immeasurable. Debbie Duncan has spoken before about the cruelty of trolls, but the current wave of sleuth interference has left her more distraught than ever. She feels like she's losing Jay twice, one relative confided. First, she lost him in Tenerife, and now she's losing him to this circus online. The emotional burden is compounded by financial strain. Fundraisers helped cover search and repatriation costs, but each delay adds to the family's expenses. Meanwhile, rumors online cast doubt on how donations are being used, forcing Debbie to defend herself publicly at a time when privacy is most needed. People are questioning her integrity when all she wants is to bury her son, a supporter said. Authorities push back. Spanish officials have grown increasingly frustrated with the online noise surrounding the case. A legal source in Tenerife was quoted as saying, "We are aware of attempts to obtain sensitive documents through false pretenses. These are criminal acts, and we will not tolerate interference in the judicial process." In the UK, too, police have urged the public to respect the family's privacy. Lancashire Constabulary released a statement emphasizing that speculation and misinformation online do not help the investigation. Despite this, the flood of online activity shows little sign of slowing. For every official clarification, dozens of new theories emerge, often amplified by influencers who profit from engagement. The media's dilemma. Mainstream media has also been caught in the storm. While some outlets report responsibly, others have leaned into sensationalism, giving oxygen to rumors and amplifying the voices of online sleuths. This creates a feedback loop. Sleuths push theories, tabloids pick them up for clicks, and the cycle continues. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Ethics experts argue that coverage should focus less on speculation and more on the impact such interference has on grieving families. "We have a duty not to sensationalize grief," one journalism professor noted. "Otherwise, we risk turning tragedies into entertainment." The quest for dignity. Ultimately, the heart of this story is not a mystery to be solved, but a young life lost too soon. Jay Slater was more than a headline or a TikTok trend. He was a son, a friend, a teammate. Those who knew him describe a boy full of energy and laughter, with dreams still unfolding. For Debbie Duncan, the priority is not appeasing internet detectives, but giving her son a dignified farewell. She has pleaded for privacy and asked the public to allow her family to grieve in peace. Yet the noise around her persists, threatening to overshadow the simple truth. Jay deserves to come home, without interference, without spectacle. A wider warning. The twisted saga of online sleuths circling around Jay Slater's death raises bigger questions about society's relationship with tragedy in the digital age. When does curiosity become intrusion? When does seeking justice cross into exploitation? And how can families be shielded from the darker sides of viral attention? As one grief counselor put it, "We are blurring the line between empathy and entertainment." Families need compassion, not conspiracy. Until those boundaries are more clearly drawn by platforms, by media, and by users themselves, cases like Jay's will continue to risk being hijacked by speculation. For now, the Slater family waits. They wait for paperwork to clear, for officials to finalize arrangements, for their son's body to be flown back to Lancashire where he belongs. And they wait, too, for the world to move on and let them mourn in peace. Conclusion. The price of interference. In the end, What remains is a tragic paradox. Strangers who claim to seek truth are only deepening a family's suffering. The push to obtain autopsy results and interfere with repatriation is not about justice. It is about control, clicks, and the dangerous illusion of power that social media grants. Jay Slater's story should be remembered for the bright young life cut short, not the circus of online obsession. As his family prepares to bring him home, one hope remains: that dignity will prevail over disruption, and that compassion will outshine conspiracy. Subscribe the channel to get such videos.